until something breaks and they can't do anything about it.
All right, welcome to the Council of Fort Smith regular meeting of September 9th. I can confirm that there is quorum, and the Mayor and Council wish to acknowledge that the town of Fort Smith is located within Treaty 8 territory. Treaty 8 territory also encompasses the traditional homelands of the Salt River First Nation, Babede, Denisuthlane Nation, and the Indigenous Métis people of Fort Smith. These nations have maintained stewardship of their sacred lands throughout the generations, and we honor your knowledge, teachings, traditions, and the land. We're mindful that colonization has not been kind, and we respectfully recognize our generational histories and commit to strive for unity in the spirit of truth and reconciliation. If I can have someone move the agenda.
I move the agenda be adopted as presented.
Second.
And okay. All in favor? Perfect. So I don't think our delegation is going to be here today for the RCMP. No, okay. So maybe we'll come back to that if they come. Does anyone have any comments about the report that we received from the policing report?
No, just some of the columns are duplicated, so. But I realize it's a new sergeant, so
Okay.
gotta cut up some slack.
Okay. Don't ground just yet.
And now that there is a new person in charge, we should just say, we appreciate the written report and just give the highlights verbally.
Yeah.
You don't have to read every single number,
Yeah, for sure.
because they're busy.
Yeah, for sure.
I did have that conversation
Oh, did you?
with the last one too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay, so then if I can have someone, we're okay with that? We'll just move on. If they show up, then we'll just throw them in.
Slot them back in.
So if I could get the approval of the minutes of the regular meeting of council of 0925.
I'll move that the minutes of the regular meeting of 0925 of August 19th, 2025 be adopted as presented.
Sorry. A seconder? Okay, by Councillor Cox. All in favor? Okay. Is there any business arising from those minutes? No? Okay. Is there any, oh, okay. No, I got it. Okay, any declaration of financial interest? None. So under administration, under protective services, we have the director's report was in our package for review.
Can we just go back to the minutes for a sec?
Sure.
I noticed that you were going to have a meeting with the Aurora College Board of Governors. Are you going to give an update
I'll speak to
under
that.
your counselor
Yeah.
section? Okay, good.
I'll make sure I'm gonna note that. Sure. So under administration, protective services director's report. Does anyone have any questions on that director's report? Comments? Would administration just like to highlight the highlights? No, we're good. You're good out there, Councillor Bay? Yeah, okay. Okay. Seeing no questions on the director's reports. Thank you for the report. As always, they're really well written with lots of good information. Okay, so we'll go now to our first DPA. If I could have someone move that.
I'll move the DPA 038-25 submitted by Luc Leclerc to operate a residential renovation business from lot 1323, plan 17887 Caribou Court, Fort Smith be approved.
Thank you. Seconded by Councillor Cox. Okay. And discussion? Okay. Seeing no discussion, all in favor? Okay. All right, motion passed unanimously. I just licked my finger to move my mouse. That's sorry. That's bad. Okay. So the next one, DPA 04025, if I can have someone move it.
I'll move that DPA 040-25 submitted by Mathieu Doucette to operate office and bookkeeping operations for lifeguard and first aid training from lot 730A, plan 601, 28 St. Mary Street, Fort Smith, be approved.
Thank you. Seconded by? Counselor Eaton? Perfect. Discussion? Okay. Well, I just don't want to go too fast. That's all. I want to make sure. Okay, seeing none, all in favor? Okay, passed unanimously. If I can move on to the next one, so move that.
I move that DPA -045-25 submitted by Katie Reed to operate administrative consulting business from lot 1710, plan 4090, address 28 Wandering Spirit Street, Fort Smith, be approved.
Thank you. Seconded by Counselor, Deputy Mayor. Okay. Any comments, questions? Okay. All in favor? Okay. Passed unanimously. DPA 042 or 4625. You have someone move it?
I'll move that DPA 046-25 submitted by Michelle Lambert to operate an online meditation and counseling business from lot 53, plan 404, 289 McDougall Road, Fort Smith, be approved.
Thank you.
I'll second.
Seconded by Councillor Tuckey. Any comments, questions? All in favor? Okay. Passed unanimously. Okay, next we have a briefing note for land disposal to housing NWT. If I could have a mover.
I'll move that council directs administration to begin the process of land disposal of lot 646, plan 319 for $38,270 to housing NWT in accordance with the Town of Fort Smith Land Administration Bylaw.
Thank you. Second by? Councillor Corbett. Okay. Discussion?
This
Yeah.
This
Deputy Mayor?
is a lot so that they can build new units is what I was saying, and I haven't read that one.
Administration?
I'll let, Director.
I see you, Adam. You'll be next.
Yeah, thank you, Deputy Mayor. So all of the lots that are currently being applied on by Housing NWT would be with the intention of putting duplexes on them for, housing stock for Housing NWT. So that is the proposed use of this lot.
I just asked because of last night's meeting and the concerns over burned housing that isn't being destroyed, and we're giving lots for new housing. It is, they may be totally unrelated, but there was a strong concern stated by the committee last night for houses that aren't being torn down, that are burned, and yeah, it may be totally unrelated, but I'm just concerned about that in the sense of encouraging them to keep fixing things up.
Thank you. Administration?
Yeah, so ultimately it is at the discretion of mayor and council whether or not they dispose land, and that would be a point for consideration is aiding in the assurance that underdeveloped or unused lots are developed first prior to disposing of these lots. But I believe from what I've gathered, there's funding for new builds, not necessarily funding or process to demolish at the same pace that they could bring online some new builds. So I don't think that putting a house on this lot will keep them from replacing existing burnt houses, but certainly it could change their plans if they couldn't secure this as to how quickly they maybe would remediate other properties. So all things that mayor and council can take into consideration.
Thank you. Counselor Bain? Oh, we can't hear you. It's muted.
Thank you. Yeah, so I'm just wondering, I'm all in favor of us doing anything to get more housing in the community. Just wondering if there's any stipulations as far as like aesthetics. You know, we got a lot of comments specifically around, you know, the building that was put on Field Street and kind of just how it doesn't fit with the community. And is the intent to put a similar building, or you know, do we have the opportunity to, you know, comment and talk what's taking place there, or is it, you know, it's gone, it's up to them what they're gonna do.
Thank you. You kind of cut out a bit, but you're just asking about what it's gonna look like, so it doesn't look like the one they put up? And if we have a say in it? Or an influence
Yeah.
of the look? Administration?
Correct.
So as far as I understand it, that particular design won't be used here, but I can't confirm that until we get an actual development permit that shows the build. The opportunity for mayor and council to weigh in on aesthetic or how a lot is developed is actually right now in the zoning bylaw review, and certainly that would be consideration when talking about modular homes. So mayor and council are right in the middle of that opportunity. Otherwise, we wouldn't have any opportunity to pick and choose individual applications for their aesthetic, unless the zoning bylaws revisited and revised.
Thank you. Councillor Couvet, did you have a
I
question?
was basically going down the same avenue as Councillor Bates was on the aesthetics, the last one that they did throw up. Yeah, we received a lot of feedback during the process, and even going by it now, like, it does stand out as almost industrial within a residential zone, so. And I think as councillors, mayor and council, we have to be aware that this may have impacts on individuals living in the neighborhood. As you start throwing industrial development in the middle of a residential zoning area, it does have potential to affect property values. And property values are being affected, it could eventually impact what we are able to obtain for revenues through taxation and things like that. So there is, the aesthetics of the building do have long-term impacts that I think we need to be aware of, and if they're going to impact the neighborhood, then we gotta, as mayor and council, I think we need to say something about it.
Thank you. Any other comments? Councillor Cox?
Thank you. I think, yeah, I'm all for supporting development, and the whole theme the last year has been getting more housing in town. But again, looking at this lot for a duplex, I looked at the width of the lot, and by the time you take your easements in, the maximum width of your duplex is gonna be 24 feet per side, which is pretty tight, and that's maximum squeezed into that lot. So really I don't know, there doesn't seem like it's room enough for a duplex without, if you put it lengthways, then you got a driveway, and so maybe it's feasible or not, but my other big concern is supporting good customers, clients, maybe, I guess you'd consider, in terms of people owning land or ratepayers, whatever it might be. So yeah, and I've had a number of people already express concern, why is housing building more houses if they can't get rid of the ones, and funding, I can see definitely being a problem with that. But as long as they can keep getting money to build the houses, and they're not getting money to destroy anything or clean up anything, reclaim, repurpose, then they're not going to get the funding to do that. So at some point, if it is a serious problem, we need to push back and say no until you start cleaning up your other properties. Whether we're not there, I don't know. It'd be really nice to see the actual stats on how many properties housing has right now that aren't developed or are sitting burnt or damaged or anything, because if there is a bunch of lots there that need work, if they're sitting on 10 other pieces of land that need reclaiming, then I don't think we should be opening up to build more. The priority should be on building. And until that becomes a pressure on them, they're not gonna push to get the funding corrected otherwise. So I am really conflicted here because I do want to support more housing. But again, given that the last few houses they've done, not just on Field Street, but St. Anne's, and there was another one, St. Mary's. A couple of the modular ones that have come in have been pretty different than the rest of the theme of the town and not necessarily well fitting. And they're bringing in modular housing, which isn't supporting northern businesses as well and building capacity in town. So they're grabbing the low hanging fruit. So yeah, that's my thoughts.
Thank you. Any other comments? Administration?
I'm just gonna suggest that if council does want more information around what Councillor Cox just suggested, that there is no rush on it, that we absolutely can't delay pending more information. Council wants to know what they have out there outstanding and lots that aren't being fully utilized or that have, I always forget my word there, but houses that should be torn down. Then we absolutely can bring that information back.
Can we table this then to the next one?
You good with that? Yeah. I wasn't sure of the timing, that's why I just wanted to make sure we had time to do that.
So we'll just table till next
It's
Councillor
council's choice.
Covet?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. In the, with the thought of tabling it, I'm just wondering, I noticed here, we're using, a value based on our current, West Grove rates and things like that. Maybe this will give us time to look at what is to ensure that we're getting good value for, lots that we're putting onto the market as well. Because this seems to be significantly lower than the going price of the West Grove lots. And just do a comparative, maybe it's time to revisit what we're asking for housing to pay for their lots.
Thank you. Administration?
Yeah, thank you, Madam Mayor. Just to speak to that, Councillor Couvret really quickly, this is the exact value of West Grove lots. So I took the average lots and divided the lot value by the square meters, and each of those lots was actually valued based on its physical footprint, not on frontage or other things. And then I multiplied it by the square meters of this property. It just happens to be a lot that's half the size. So it's half the price. So that's the metric I used. I'm happy to explore a different metric, but just for some context there. That's all.
Thank you. Councillor Cox?
Thanks. I guess, yeah, question, like, I believe this lot just kind of went on the market, so to speak, fairly recently. Didn't we just had a motion a little while ago that to potentially put those lots up for disposal? So I'm just wondering, is it worth setting a minimum time for bids or anything? And I don't know how that would work for West Grove or what the standard best practice is, but my general opinion in town is that's a more desirable location. There's a lot of people who want to live on that end of town. So is it worth advertising it and putting it out there and putting it up to a bid process to see? And maybe that backfires and I guess you could still have a minimum bid, but I worry of putting that out there. I know there's people who are looking for lots in town, and that's a fairly inexpensive lot compared to West Grove because they're bigger lots. So I just wonder, by giving it to housing, are we going to be shorting somebody else who just hasn't realized that it's for sale?
Thank you. Administration?
Thank you, Councillor Cox. So actually, direction was given to put these on the market, but they have not been yet. So we got an application from housing prior to them going on the market. There is a component to the land administration bylaw that allows us, without going to market, to sell to other levels of government directly. Having said that, I should have included that. I apologize in the briefing note. Having said that, certainly the option is to put it out on the open market first for a period of time. So if Mayor and Council would prefer to do that, to give opportunity for the public to purchase first, that's certainly an option.
Alright, so there's a lot being talked about, so for what we have on the motion on the floor, we're suggesting tabling that, and so do we need another motion to table, or just all in favor to table? And then with the things that we just discussed about putting it to market and coming back with more information, you will do, and then I need a motion for that, okay? So we're all in favor for tabling this
Tabling till when?
to the next protective services meeting, yeah. Okay, and that was a yes, all in favor for that to table?
Just to clarify, we'll bring it to the next council meeting.
Oh, next council meeting?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, perfect, and that was all in favor, yes. And then I need someone to make a motion for the two things we just talked about. One, for the administration to bring back more information for that table meeting, and two, to put this lot to open market. So Councillor Cox?
Yeah, I'll make a motion, I guess wording to be tweaked if needed, but, for more information regarding current status of housing properties, and I guess the availability of, or the potential for putting the lot on the market with a minimum bid. Certainly else.
I think that
Yes,
covers,
thanks.
yeah, thank you. Seconder?
I'll second it.
Okay, Councillor Crevette, discussion?
Do we need a motion to put it on the market? Because 2 or 3 months ago, we released those 3 lots and said, let's sell them. So like, do we need that included in the motion, I guess is my question.
Administration?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, thank you, and that is true. I was struggling with the valuation, so if the motion could be put on the market for this value, if Mayor and Council agree with that direction, that would certainly help me with moving forward. That I know that Mayor and Council agree with that proposed valuation.
Will you adjust your motion to include for the value as
Do a
presented?
second motion, please, there's two separate
Is there
things
two
here.
separate things?
I would think so, you want more information
Yeah.
on what, so if there's any further, sorry, can I say?
Yeah,
If there's any further requests for land, we already have that information. You wanna make a decision on whether or not we want to allow property owners who have excessive amounts of properties that are not deemed, I still can't get my words out, that need to be remediated out there, whether or not you wanna sell them additional lands. So that's sort of their first issue.
Yeah.
And the second one is you're directing us to put it on the market at that
Yeah.
price.
at the price, okay. So first motion was, administration to come back with more information regarding specifically about the housing and what they have on the market. You agree? That was you motioned it?
Yeah.
And then you agree to second it still? Okay. Is all in favor for that? Yes? Okay. And then the second one would be then to put the property out to public as the price listed. I need someone to.
I'll move that.
You'll move it? Okay.
We offer that lot, publicly offer it at the amount of $38,270.
Thank you. Seconder? Deputy Mayor? Perfect. Discussion?
One more question.
Okay.
So on that, if we're putting it out, what is the best process for it? Is it, so, cause now if housing wants to buy for that price, now a homeowner or a home developer, whoever comes in, another client, and they wanna purchase for the same price, then is there a conflict? Is it better off like with an auction with a minimum bid or a sealed bid minimum price? I don't know what our best practice is here.
Right. Thank you. Administration?
If the motion could just be worded that we will, put the property on the market for that value in accordance with the Town of Fort Smith Land Administration bylaw. We're bound by our current bylaw and we will dispose of it based on how the bylaw outlines. We're bound by that process.
So that bylaw makes sense to.
Yeah, if that could, and ultimately if they are the highest, or whatever the process is, if they're the successful purchaser.
And you agree with how that,
Yeah.
the motion was read? Okay. Right on. Any other questions? No? All in favor? Okay. Passed unanimously. So then on to the second one.
I move that council,
Is this something, it's the same, it's kind of the same thing?
I think it's a different,
Same
It's a little bit
different kind
different?
of property.
All right, sorry, go ahead.
Okay. I move the council directs administration to begin the process of land disposal of lot 646, plan 319, for a nominal fee of to Housing NWT, and further that administration begin the process of land acquisition of lot 720A, plan 601, from Housing NWT for a nominal fee.
Thank you. Second? Deputy Mayor? Perfect. Discussion? Yes?
I'm looking at the maps, and I wanna know if the lots are relatively equivalent in size, I can't quite tell. It looks like the one that has the, like, I don't know, what's,
All right,
you know, are we getting a bigger lot, or a smaller lot in exchange? I guess that's what I wanna ask.
administration?
Thank you, Councilor Karachuk. I couldn't give you an exact number. I would say that we're getting a smaller lot. But I couldn't tell you exactly by what amount.
Okay, any other, yeah, Councilor Cox?
So it says for a nominal fee, are we talking about just a full, like a standard swap? Dollar for dollar? So no real cash changing hands?
Just a trade.
Any other questions? No? Okay, seeing,
I'm just trying to get my head wrapped
oh wait,
around.
there's
The
no
park
rush.
is currently owned by housing. And so they're saying, since there's a park on there with a new structure, give us a different lot and we'll give you that lot.
Yeah.
That's it in a nutshell, okay.
And we put a new.
We
fence-
put the park on there, right? The town did, yeah, we put the
Yeah.
park there. All right, any other comments, questions? All in favor? Okay, passed unanimously. Okay, you have a briefing note in your package on the wildland urban interface. I can have someone move this.
I move that council support the Fort Smith Fire Department building capacity locally to respond to wildfire threats and further works with the territorial partners and the Fire Chiefs Association to build a mutual aid program. Further, that council supports the fire department in deploying to provide such mutual aid, provided the town of Fort Smith maintains cost recovery or revenues from the service, and that the emergency services expected in the town of Fort Smith can be maintained during such deployment.
Thank you. Seconder? Okay, Councillor Cox. Discussion? Councillor Cox?
Thanks. I think, yeah, I mean, 2023, we saw a pile of mutual aid come up from Alberta, and they have a really well-defined system there to bring in resources from all over. So we had, Slave Lake, a pile of different communities, right? But then we're able to provide trucks and people to help. And I think it's a really strong benefit, and the NWT can definitely stand to benefit from growing that way. So I'm all for supporting it. I mentioned it before as well, but I think it also, as we grow, having defined response levels and minimum standards in town, I think just to help us with decision making on when we can go and play and when we have to keep our resources here for our own emergencies. But I think it's fantastic, and we need to support it and grow it, because it's just going to be more and more. So we need more of those Type 6 trucks and diesel-associated stuff. So.
Okay, thank you. Any other comments? Okay. All right, seeing none, all in favor? Okay, it is passed unanimously. We're moving on to corporate services. Okay, so we have in our package our director's report. Any questions on corporate services director's report? When's Jim back?
November 3rd.
November 3rd, okay. All right. No, okay, so then moving on then to the accounts paid list is in our package. It's really just for information. Any comments? No? Okay, we have our correspondence then in our package. Any questions on the correspondence we received or no? Okay.
Not a question, just a comment. I really like that format of the
Yeah.
summary.
Yeah.
It really helped a lot, so
Marina did
kudos.
awesome.
Was that you? Kudos to you.
Yeah.
I really like that.
It was good. It was a little
Very
bit of a
helpful.
struggle because we're like, how do we present this information? Because it was kind of, I don't know, it wasn't presented well before. It was awesome. She did great. Okay, so going through the correspondence, any,
The response to the minister, we're not gonna talk about that.
well, you can. This is your, would you like to talk about that?
I'm surprised Councillor Couillard hasn't stepped forward on it, but
What would you like to say?
I'm going to say, disappointing response from the minister. I know that they have the clause in there that says the customer's held accountable, you have to have your own protection. But we really got hammered as a community through their I don't want to say ineptitude, but that might be the right word, but their inability to run their own service. So I just find this response from the minister to be, thank you very much, but please leave us alone kind of response is not acceptable. That's my response.
Thank you. Okay, Councillor Cruvet?
Yeah, it was disappointing, but not surprising from the JWT. Little tongue in cheek there, but as well, the reason that we have submitted claim was basically a response from the Power Corp themselves that they sent to us saying
Yeah.
that
So they would,
they would entertain a thing. And now for the minister to be backtracking on that, well,
yeah.
I think there is a process that has to play out, but I think somewhere in the near future, I can see us throwing them a good hardball to on this one, saying like, look, we're not doing anything that's extraordinary other than responding to your invitation to recover costs because of your inability to effectively deliver power to the community.
Thank you. Do you have
Well, just a question to the administration, I guess. Based on that response, are we not gonna put together a list of what happened, package, ask for compensation? Does this kill it, or is this just a stick in the road?
administration?
Thank you, Deputy Mayor Keiser. No, absolutely, we are proceeding with it. What Jim had started on, what we'll continue to do during his leave is continue to value out the cost of everything, all the damages that we have incurred, and as well as the additional manpower required, the overtime costs, the call-out costs, everything that we've incurred.
Also revenue.
We're going to continue to, and we will submit it. When we actually do submit it, we'll wait the thing, and then if we have to, we'll definitely bring council in and ask for support to move this through. But no, we absolutely are going to continue. My one-on-one conversations with NTPC representative was that they're not saying no, but they have to word it like that. So it's, yeah, no, by all means keep submitting it, but yeah, this is the verbiage.
Thank you. Councillor Bay? Did you have a question?
My question was answered, thank you.
Counselor Cox, here.
Yeah, I think I just, as I read this letter, it sounds like they're on one face saying, oh yeah, we're gonna accommodate you, on the other hand, they're setting themselves up to deny us, right? They're saying, oh, they gotta be in within 60 days, it's gotta be this and it's gotta be that. They're setting up their routes, which is really frustrating, and it's still not gonna help because we still don't have parts for the pool, we're still waiting on parts, and we're still on generator, right? So they're showing, you know, again, the ineptitude, right? They had 2 years to work on this stuff, and all of a sudden they go, oh, we didn't look at this surge tank, and they got issues. So, and there's still no word on how long we're gonna be on generator, so we're very quickly gonna be into the same issue with the pool that we had last year, through no fault of our own. So it's extremely frustrating. So, gonna be buying solar panels pretty quick.
Thank you. Any other comments on any of the correspondence? Okay, then seeing none, we'll move on to the briefing note on the donation request for Salt River First Nation. It was just attached to your, it's right here.
It's loose on your desk.
So Adam might not have it, hey?
You know the.
Oh, you got it, okay, yeah, okay. All right. Can I have a mover?
I'll move that.
Oh, sorry. Councilor
Go
Heaton.
ahead.
I will move that council approve a $1,000 donation from the remaining 2025 donation budget to provide the stage for Salt River First Nations Treaty Land Entitlement Celebration, and further approve the provision of equipment and operational support as outlined above, including closure of Marine Drive on September 13th in partnership with Salt River First Nation to support this significant community event.
Thank you. Seconder? Councilor Cox. Discussion?
Just a comment, is there a missing comma there? Because the way that reads, is the $1,000 donation for the stage, or is the $1,000 donation separate from the stage? To me, $1,000 for the remaining to the budget to provide the stage to solve it. Is there supposed to be comma before two? So there's $1,000 separate, and then it's the stage, and then it's,
Administration.
Yes, probably missing a comma. It's to the cost of providing the stage is $1,000, so we're gonna donate the $1,000. The
And
cost of $1,000, yeah.
so they're getting a stage, but not $1,000 is what I need to understand.
Yes,
Okay.
the stage.
That's what I needed to understand.
Stages.
I thought they were getting both.
Councilor Kirchhoff.
And I don't wanna be a stick in the mud because I think it's a valuable request, but it says we're going to allocate $1,000 to offset the cost of the stage. And then do other equipment and operational support. In other requests for donations, have we not costed those out and charged them to the donation budget as well?
Administration.
Because this is a large community event, we saw it as an opportunity to partner, much like we do on Frolics, much like we do on a lot of the other events around town, Aboriginal Day. So that's how we saw it as something that we can actually partner in on and help deliver, as opposed to just donations or providing in kind.
Any other questions or comments, Councilor Cox?
I guess it's just a matter of clarification. It talks about us providing practical supports, so we're providing the porta potties, garbage bins, chairs, generators. We don't actually have a large tent, so I assume prior discussion was just the help in them setting up their tent.
Yeah.
So just wanted to clarify that. So we're not buying a big tent.
Any other questions, comments? Okay. Seeing none, all in favor? Okay, it is passed unanimously. Moving on to council business, bylaws and policies. The third reading of the community plan bylaw 1060.
I'll move the bylaw 1060, the community plan bylaw, be given third reading by title only.
Thank you.
I'll second.
And you'll second that. Discussion? All in favor? It is passed. Moving on, we have no appointments, so now we'll go through the room for our mayor and council updates and our board representation. Starting with Mr. Councillor Tucky.
Well, I don't have too much to report, to tell you the truth. Been doing a lot of traveling in and out of town, but it sounds like from what I've heard that all our festivals went very well. Glad to hear that, and very well attended. And I'd like to give my condolences to Beaver and the Bogio families for their loss. And that's all I have.
Thank you. Councillor Cox?
Thank you. Yeah, so meetings, we did have the HAF funding, housing accessibility funding meeting. No major changes in that, but it's worth bringing up that those grants and funding possibilities are out and online now. We have seen a little bit of pickup, but not as much as probably we'd like to see. So for anybody watching to have a look, or anybody you know that's looking at building, direct them to the websites, because there is funding out there to get more houses built. Also wanted to pass on, I had somebody talk to me, wanted to pass on a kudos to the town for between Pine Crescent and Primrose, there's where the summer water line goes down. There used to be erosion issues there with quads and stuff right on top of the water line, and they put in a nice staircase on top of that line. And now people can access up and down the stairs, and it's preventing further erosion and damage from ATV. So just somebody wanted to pass on a kudos to that. So I guess lastly, we had our zoning bylaw consultation meeting last night. Fairly heated discussion, but I just wanted to pass on a big thanks to everybody for taking the time to read through it and provide input, because yeah, we need that public input to do it right. So that's it.
Councillor.
Thanks, Madam Mayor. With committee reports and things, there's been very little happening, at least from my side of things, other than I did have a interview with CBC Radio regarding the NTPC intervention processes that we're going through, and just clarifying that part of our role as a community government is to intervene in things like this, as we're there to protect the interests of the public. Rate increases like this are at least the process that's laid out through the Public Utility Board, and people like the Power Corporation try to make it as complicated as possible. That's really eliminating the probability and possibility of individuals being able to go through the intervention process on their own. So as a community government, I think it is imperative that we continue to step up and intervene on their behalf. And it also has a self-serving interest to our municipal corporation in that we have to pay electricity just as everybody else. And when the Power Corporation hints at 24% increases and things like that, that would be a significant hit to our budget and would significantly impact our ability to provide other services that are nice to have and may not be as essential as powering community assets. So just to clarify that the town's not doing this lightly. We have a responsibility, and we take it full-heartedly to represent the community's best interests during these intervention processes.
Thanks. Councilor
I don't have anything except that the TLE happening this weekend. I just hope everybody can make it out and enjoy some part of it. And watch out for the little ones who are out and about, because there will be a few out there running around.
Thank you. Councilor
Becky.
Sure, so I do want to just talk about all of the volunteering opportunities that are available within our community. I know that the animal shelter is very strapped for volunteers right now, so if you have any free time on the evenings or mornings or lunch hour to come and walk some dogs, they really, really appreciate that. Same with the food bank running out of the church basement every Saturday from 1:30 till 3:30. They're also just very, very desperate for volunteers, and then also fundraising. So if you've got any extra cans or extra bucks, it's serving so many people within our community. You do not know how long those lineups are. And then with the inclusion of the students that are here for Aurora College, everyone's hurting, so please just be a bit more generous. And then I do want to give out a shout out to Miss Maureen Mercredi. She handles that Sister Sutherland thrift store almost by herself consistently. And Monday to Friday, she's in there from 12 till 6. She's retired, she says. But that's a great way for young people to get their calm hours. Please, like, so many of these services require volunteers, and with the amount of burnout that's happening with all of these necessary services that keep our community healthy and happy, like, we just got to dig a little bit deeper. And that's just, please, if you got any extra free time, food bank, thrift store, animal shelter, Masi Joe. Thank you.
Councilor Kirsch.
I want to piggyback on Councillor Cox's comment. I thought the participation at last night's bylaw open house forum was one of the better participated or better attended ones in a while. I might use the word passionate as opposed to heated, but there were a number of takeaways that I just wanted to kind of put on the record. Number one, there is a level of distrust in the community with regards to town operations and town decisions, and that's something that we have to be cognizant of and address going forward. And that might have to do with improving our own communications and education. I don't think we did a good job, evident from the comments made last night, with, you know, expressing our intent and expressing the actual process that is followed. So that falls back on us, is to increase our communication and increase engagement. And there was a number of, I don't want to say off-topic, but it was also evident that there is a large appetite for bylaw review as a whole, not just with the zoning bylaw. So as a council, anything that we can do to expedite that, either through us or through administration, the desire is there in the community to address certainly a number of different bylaws. So that came out. I want to thank people for coming. People spoke with passion, and I thought that was good. And I want to say one other comment, totally off the thing, because the next order of business is next council meetings. Now that we have switched to the new format on a trial basis for now, the chair is always the mayor. I would like to suggest that at the end of each meeting, when we set or state the date of the next meeting, that we call for a volunteer chair to share the responsibility and gain experience around the table.
And then I can say things.
Anyway, those are my comments. Thank you.
Thank you. Councillor Babe?
Yeah, so I sat in on the half meeting as well, so similar comments as what Carl said. Exciting to see some uptake, and looking forward to the communications pushing that and getting some more people building houses in the community. And kind of building on what Al said, sorry I missed the meeting, or was out of town for the meeting yesterday, but I think it's really important that we think about communications, especially as a council. It was really unfortunate that staff bore the brunt of the mishandling or miscommunications on our side as council with the draft of the bylaw. Again, it's on us to make sure it's in its proper format and meets the expectations of the community. So, yeah, just again, for me, throughout this whole process, really trying to be cognizant of what we say here, has some pretty big impacts on the people working for.
Thank you. Deputy Mayor?
As you all know, I'm on the Northwest Territories Association of Communities, and once a year they go to Ottawa to lobby MPs and look for, getting northern funding and northern opportunities elevated in their interests. So we're going October 19th to 29th. So I'll be downtown Ottawa with mayor and representatives from other communities in the north, basically meeting with MPs. And
Me?
no,
Oh, I thought you
I
said
will-
mayor, oh.
mayors of other
Oh,
communities.
okay.
I'm sitting on this one. So anyway, October 19th to 29th, just so you know, I will be out of town for that, but, so that's coming up, and I think there's a strategy call before, and if anybody has anything that you would like me to try and get on the table in front of a federal minister, please get a hold of me before October 19th and let me know your issue or what you think. It might be housing related, it might be, other fundings. I'm waiting to see what they're gonna produce as a list from Yellowknife on that. And not to steal your thunder at all, Connie, but I did notice the NLMCC is starting a ukulele club. There's a post I think I saw yesterday. I used to be a ukulele player in elementary school, and I still have my ukulele, so I was thinking about showing up. So check the Facebook post, those of you interested. There is a ukulele club starting at the Northern Life Museum. I may see you there.
Thank you. So, I think just my updates are really from TLC. We met as a group this week and talked about, one of the things we talked about was the graveyard and the fence. And so the folks there got back to me and said that they've talked to their CEOs and they're just after TLE and after this busy weekend, they're gonna start coordinating on how to install the fences at so you, administration, are probably gonna be hearing from somebody about how to get the materials so that can get fixed at the Anglican Church and at the Catholic Church. So I thought that was really good. TLC also met with the Board of Governor Chair and the President of the college. And I would say the meeting didn't start great, but I think it kind of ended well. My takeaways from that meeting was there's a tentative meeting set up on the 15th for us to meet with him in person. And so I would have a better, because I didn't like that meeting so much that was there, so maybe my in-person meeting would be better to be able to gauge on the future of the college. But the college does have in-class programming on. We do have students here. We even have students who are taking online programming here. So I thought that was, I asked, why are you here? And they're like, oh, I'm taking it online, but I'm living here. I'm like, oh, well, that's awesome, right? So I think that's a good thing. And I think my takeaway from last night's meeting was I loved how the group that came wasn't all the faces that I'd normally see in any kind of public meeting that we'd have. There are some folks that probably didn't come out to a meeting like that in a long time and spoke. And I really liked hearing, even though it did go off topic, I loved hearing that it went off topic. And I think Marie Swanson nailed it with when she said they used to have annual ratepayer type meeting thing, and that's kind of what that room felt like last night. And so I hope that with our communications committee that we can organize maybe not an annual ratepayer meeting, but maybe you're an annual ratepayer, come talk to us about what that means to you, right? So I think that's our next thing for communications for that, and I really thank everyone for coming out to that meeting last night. That's about it. So our next date of council meetings is on September 23rd at 7 p.m. and on October 7th at 7 p.m. And does anyone want to volunteer to be chair for those meetings?
Since I mentioned it, I'll
Okay.
chair the 23rd.
You're gonna
And then
chair?
at that meeting, we can,
Okay,
pick another
and then pick the
volunteer,
next
yeah.
one? Okay, perfect, thank you so much.
So I can, and you'll still open it and
I will
recognize quorum and all
totally-
that, yeah.
I will absolutely,
Yeah.
yep, you
Start
betcha.
trying to dump duties.
No, and so, and then our next meeting is on October 7th. Everybody is here, so if I can have someone, no one has to be excused. No.
I'm gonna be here for the 23rd.
Oh, you just let us know. Okay, so then if I can have Motion to adjourn?
I move that the meeting be adjourned at 7:55.
Okay, second by? I'll say Council Heaton. All in favor? It is so, motion, meeting adjourned.